It's Wednesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Mariam Longe. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, man. Thank you for asking. I'm just recovering. I was in the hospital on Friday. I was there. I was discharged on Sunday. I was really ill, and I was just really broken. But it took a few days, but I'm getting back. Yeah. I guess I was too much back to back. Yes. Traveling, and I went to Abuja and everything. It was just crazy. Yeah. It's good to be back.
Yeah, it's good to be back. And please take time out to rest. It's important.
Yes.
I mean, you do all this work and then you're not there to enjoy it when you're not. So please take the time in between. Even God rested on the 7th day.
I'm telling you.
Thank you.
How are you though?
I'm fine. I'm good. I, came across this story yesterday. I think it was about a hippopotamus that had been killed in a town in Kebbi State. So this particular hippopotamus, huge, massive. I'd never seen the hippopotamus grow that big. And they said that it had been disturbing the fishermen in that area. As we know, that state hosts the Argungu Festival. So it had killed the fishermen. It was terrorizing the community. So they hunted it down and they killed it, which is also sad, because I feel that the necessary... exactly. They had killed an emir staff, and so the ruler of the community had asked that it should be hunted and killed, like life for life. But, if before they got to that point, while they knew that it was in the vicinity, they would have reached out to the, different bodies that we have in our country that would have helped to, evacuate that animal from there. But remember also, we're the ones in its habitat, in its territory, not the other way around. And so, so that was a bit sad to hear. For the person that lost his life as well, and of course, the way it ended.
Interesting. A lot of money. You see the biggest hippopotamus alive right now, and people will come to that community to see it.
They killed it and they shared the meat.
They didn't even try and preserve the body.
Nigerians.
How are you?
I'm doing very well. I'm home alone. One guy is not even around. Children too are not around. So I bought myself grilled fish, massive big one, and then I drink. You understand, with ice in it.
I understand that.
No beggy around. I'm telling you. How can I have some? Only me. I'll just eat and I'll come. I'll stand up, go relax, come back and continue. I enjoyed myself.
Very fact. I know that feeling. That beggy. No, me, I don't eat a lot.
Have some now?
Small little I have.
Then they go and look and be pity.
It is the one on your plate they want. I say, why must you eat this one? So I understand it. How are you doing, Tokwe?
I'm very good. Happy to have you back. Welcome.
Yes, I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, Oluwaseun. So yesterday I went with Dr. Lumide Emmanuel to explore a new location, and there are many of us that were in Billionaires Conclave, and so one of the members found a particular community and introduced it, and so about 17 real estate companies under Dr. Lumide Emmanuel, we went to the place. 2 of the Honorable 7 in Ogun State came with us. We met with the community members, and it was like, okay, we want to do like a new city development. This is about 5,000 acres that we'll get to share. And the community were like, we want you to come, but don't just keep a bush, develop our community. What CSR would you do? We don't have network here, sadly.
In Lagos?
No, Ogun State. Okay. There's no network. We want maybe borehole and all of those things. And I looked at it that if we have more interactions between the entrepreneurs and government, because we'll still have a bit of fear. We met the honorable, but we were still like, can we get the commissioner so that we're sure that when we want to process our documentation, you will not bring bill because we are actually spending money. But if we have that interaction, when entrepreneurs want to work, governments tend to feel like people have money, so let's take what we can from you, as opposed to letting that money circulate. Partnership is very, very important.
Good. I like that.
Collaboration.
I love that. The vision of your mentor. It has 17 of you coming together.
Yes.
It's huge. Wish you guys the best. Yeah. And I think you're in good hands.
We're trying our best.
I'm fine. I mean,
are you resting?
My trip was really good. I have to thank the families that received me in Glasgow. Matishola, her family, her husband, beautiful family. Thank you. Her daughter gave me hair, and it was really nice to hang out with them. The whole community was just really very receptive. They loved the show. I mean, they really had good things to all the ladies. and they just said everybody had their own favorites, and I was really excited to take pictures with them. So I came back, I went to Abuja. Then after I got from Abuja, I went to a family party. It was a funeral. It was from that party, after I was still dancing, and they bundled me to the hospital. Dancing, you will just so I carried myself on that Friday. I found myself at the hospital, and I just knew that, and I had things to do Saturday, Sunday. I said, you know what? I ain't going nowhere. I shut down my phone, and I'm in the hospital. So I'm glad to be back.
Yeah.
Healthy back.
Good health.
Yep. Let's go on a short break now. When we return, we'll look at the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Right, we're going to start with the nation. 16 states to Supreme Court, bar EFCC, NIFIU from probing our accounts. OPL 245, Italian prosecutors convicted for hiding documents in NHL Nigeria trial. Wike blames violence on Fubara's refusal to obey court. Oba of Benin asked Okpebolo to fulfill campaign promises in Edo. Depositors' funds safe in bank, says CBN. Lagos rejects order on VIO. 5 dead, 15 rescued in Lagos boat accident. And $50 billion investment coming to all sectors, says Lokobiri. Okay, which story are we starting with?
I have the headline, the major headline. So the Supreme Court is set to determine the powers of EFCC to investigate states. And it has scheduled a hearing for October 2022. They said 16 state governments are challenging the constitutionality of the law that establishes the EFCC. So the states that are in court are the Anambra, Benue, Cross River, Enugu, Edo, Kogi, and Kebbi states. Co-plaintiffs are Katsina, Jigawa, Nasarawa, Niger, Ondo, Oyo, Ogun Plateau, and Sokoto states. So these 16 states are contending that the Constitution is supreme and that any law that is inconsistent with it is a nullity. So what are their issues? So according to them, the EFCC Act as currently enacted could not be applied to states that never approved of it. The plaintiffs want the court to hold that any institution so established, such as the EFCC, should be regarded as an illegal body. Some of the reliefs that's being sought after is that declaration that the federal government, through the NFIU or any other agency, lacks the power to issue any directive, guideline, advisory, or any instrument, however called, for the administration and management of funds belonging to a state, and so many others. But the cocoa of the matter is that they do not believe that EFCC is a body that has been instituted to, is an illegal body, because the way it was instituted, it did not have their buy-in. And according to the Constitution, they the state would have had to have, given their, sort of their consent, to that body. So it does not have the power to go through their accounts, investigate them, or anything. So we're going to be hearing this case starting October 2022, and we'll see how this pans out. I mean, it's been how many years of the EFCC since we've had it, and has been investigating states back and forth.
Hide.
So we're going to see.
Okay, so another story.
Yeah, so we have the 5 feared dead in the Lagos boats collision. They said at least 5 people are feared dead after 2 passenger boats capsized in Lagos on Monday night. They said the boats caved in after a collision around 7 p.m. at Imore Lagoon, going towards Badagry side. They said Dr. Olufemi Oke said both boats had 25 persons on board. The fiber boats had 15 passengers, including the captain, while the wooden boat had 10. They said these boats they were not registered. I also said that fortunately all passengers on board one of the boats were rescued safely. However, 5 passengers from the wooden boat sustained injuries and were hospitalized. And they said a few individuals remain accounted for. They are still looking for some of them that are still in the water. He said those rescued had injuries and were rushed to the Naval Town Hospital in Ojo for medical attention. Let's just hope that find the cops.
So the Lagos State government has said that the High Court judgment barring VIOs as the Vehicle Inspection Services from contravening and imposing fines on vehicles owner does not apply in the state, according to the ruling at the Federal Capital Territory. There was the Transportation Commissioner Oluwaseun explained yesterday that ruling in the FCC that bars VIO from imposing fines and stopping the vehicle doesn't apply in Lagos. And in Lagos State has a law. Let me see, a local law. It says, trying to get the one in Lagos State, the judgment of the Federal High Court. There's a Lagos State of that. Oh, I'm trying to get the exact. Okay, there's Lagos State TSRL 2018. It's the Lagos State Transport Sector Reform. It allows for VIOs in the state to actually impound and fine vehicles that are contravening laws. So that ruling in Abuja does not affect Lagos State. That's pretty much what the Fed saying.
Okay, so I want to take the story about the Lagos State House of Assembly and the Alimosho chairman. So there's been a bit of clash because the Lagos State House of Assembly suspended the chairman of the Alimosho local government, Jelili Sulaiman, and they said it was based on misconduct that they alleged they carried out. He, however, has gone to the High Court, the Lagos State High Court, to sue the State Assembly for infringing on the local government. I said, considering that they just signed the local government autonomy law, that what the State Assembly is doing is wrong. The State Assembly has replied to say that if the state constituted the body that governs the local government within Lagos State, how can they not then be able to chastise or correct and admonish what is going on there? So it's a back and forth between Alimosho local government and the Lagos State Assembly. Both of them are in court to see how to resolve the issue legally. However, the new person has been made, the vice chairman of the Alimosho local government has been appointed to serve in his place while they are waiting the judgment from the court.
Okay, the Punch. Excuse me. Akatos to begin direct Dangote petrol purchase. FG shops for pump sex from 8 states. Stop crude for loan deals, Dangote tells government. Violence for Barra orders probe. Wiki alleges disobedience to court orders. OT faction loses as court declares Abure local LP chair. Rescues Kom Lagoon for 5 missing boat passengers. South Korean investors planning for Nigerian refineries, says federal government. An FG31 member panel to begin talks with ASU. Okay, let's take one story for the break.
Okay, the president of Dangote Group has said that Nigeria needs to stop mortgaging crude oil to ensure the availability of feedstock for local refineries. So this, he said during the summit that was organized by Crude Oil Refinery Owners Association of Nigeria in Lagos. He says it was unfortunate that while countries like Norway are putting oil proceeds into future funds, you know, through national wealth funds, Nigeria and African countries are spending oil proceeds in the future. And he says that, okay, so Punch is saying that they had, October 4th, they had, you know, reported that the NNPCL had pledged 272,500 barrels per day of crude oil through the series of crude for loan deals, which totaled $8.86 billion. And that means they're pledging 272,500 barrels daily, you know, and that's no small amount of crude. And so, anyway, it's just...
It's not better to we have to get what we want. Because
we're spending in the future.
But we're spending into the future.
Yeah,
like we're spending years into the future. Like our children will not have anything to collect from the crude.
I get what you're saying is that we had to do it because that was what we had. you know, to get the...
We don't have it.
Definitely.
I mean, that's
it's because we had
crazy.
mismanaged everything, and that's why we found ourselves...
Exactly, yeah. So that's...
We have spent present, now we are spending future.
Where are we? Let's go on a break. It's not a hot topic. I'm just trying to think of it. Let's go on a short break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
It's important in life's little moments.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
my 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
You be like person without fortune.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Yeah, that's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, G Fadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now. His name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost.
Okay, we're going to continue with the punch. Who has a story?
So I have the story of the federal government on PAMSEC from 8 states. They said the federal government, through the Office of the Head of Civil Service of Federation, has commenced the process of appointing new permanent secretaries to fill vacancies in 8 states. And they said eligible applicants must be from Abia, Bayelsa, Ebonyi, Enugu, Gombe, Kaduna, Kebbi, and Rivers states. And they said the applicants must have attained the position of substantive director on salary grade level 17. They must have updated their records on the IPPIS verification portal. They must be indigenous of the states that has been listed, that were listed earlier on, and must have not less than 1 year in service by 18th November 2024. So they said they should put in their applications, and let's see how far it can go. So wish them luck. Wish those ones who are eligible, wish them luck.
Okay. So I have the story from Rivers State. There's been a lot of drama following the election and the swearing in. On Monday, there was violence in Rivers State. The local government secretariats were burnt, and now the governor of Rivers State, Fubara, has alleged, created a body to probe what happened. The commission inaugurated the executive chamber of government, inaugurated the commission at the executive chamber of government, and the commission is headed by Justice Ibigwe Roselyn as the chairman, and the job of the commission is to investigate people that were responsible. He said that the youths are being sponsored to destroy public facility in a similar way to what happened in 2014 and 2015 general election, after which they were bombing and attacks. And he said that the job is given these people is a very huge job. It will be tasking. There will be threats to their life, but if they do it well, future would remember. And the young people that were being taken advantage of and were paid to carry out this attack, next time will get the money and still not carry out the attack because they know their lives will be in danger. He also mentioned that this would be a turnaround for the state. There are allegations that Wike is alleging that the FCT minister is alleging that they disobeyed court orders. However, the fact that they were arson took place, violence took place, I'm happy there is a probe, and we're hoping that the people that have been appointed on that probe will not only catch the small boys and punish them, because the small boys are tools, but we also trace it down to those funding them and as well as get punished in the same vein.
Okay, a consortium of investors from South Korea have concluded plans to build 400,000 barrel capacity refineries in the coming, in Nigeria very soon, according to the federal government. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Heineken Lukmabiri, was saying that yesterday at the maiden edition of summit organized by the Crude Oil Refineries Owners Association in Nigeria. So according to him, FG is encouraging investors to build multiple refineries here in Nigeria. He noted that approval was recently granted to invite this consortium. The name was withheld. He said they are also trying to see how more people can come in to participate in that sector. So, as you said earlier, there are more people coming to play in the refinery sector, and hopefully we'll get more. So I think Dangote was alluding to the fact that we'll now become a hub, a refinery hub, where we can then export to different countries. So that's a very good thing to look forward to. Moving on quickly now to Daily Sun.
Maybe the Koreans will teach us how to revive our own refineries.
Daily Sun. Government battle EFCC. 21 feared dead, 11 rescued as boats collide in Lagos. APGA, 2 sounds, another to face LPDC over alleged misconduct. Bobrisky, investigation reports ready next week, says Minister. Fubara says Judicial Commission on Killings, blast in rivers, and FG advises NNPCL to exit refinery operations. Okay, which story are we taking in Sun?
It was the Bobrisky gist.
Oh, Bobrisky. So according to the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunjojo, he has announced that the report on the comprehensive investigation into the allegations of the bribery misconduct with the Nigerian Correctional Service and made by social media influencer Martins Ose, that's a very dark man, against Idris Okunoye, that's known as Bobrisky, the allegation was that he had paid substantial bribes not to stay in the prisons, but stayed in an apartment outside the prison. So according to the minister, the report will be ready. He said, I want to say this, most of you are aware of the Bobrisky issue. We are resolute. The committee reports will be ready next week. And I don't care about Bobrisky. It is about the system. There must be penalties for all actions. So we'll see how that goes. And I really hope that a thorough investigation is carried out and we get to the bottom of this. No other story in Sun? Moving on to Vanguard. Arson, oil output in rivers threatened, says Fubara. 2 soldiers, village head, son, others killed in Boko Haram ambush. Flooding, dredge, rivers, Niger, Benue now. Senate tells Tinubu. Court orders INEC to recognize Abure as Labour Party's national chairman. Nigeria can become refining hub, says Dangote. Gunmen kill 5 in Anambra community. And CBN assures public on financial system stability, safety of funds. Okay, which story?
Really sad story. So in Kebbi State, during Kebbi, actually, there was an abduction that took place. The district head of Kanya village under Danko Wasagu local government area of Kebbi, Alhaji Issa Daya, has been killed by his abductors. Very sad. He was abducted by armed bandits alongside 8 others in his village, according to vigilante members. The 8 other abductees were rescued unhurt by combined security forces, but unfortunately, the gunmen killed the district head. And also a local from the village that didn't want to be mentioned confirmed that the monarch was killed, and that the state government, in a statement to the press, has also confirmed the rescue of the 8 people, but they didn't confirm that the monarch was killed. So it's a case of whether he's killed or whether or not, whichever way, our heart goes out to the family of the monarch, and it's just such a sad story. Also, 2 soldiers were also killed in a Boko Haram ambush, and this, they said, happened in Goza and other communities. The farmers were attacked, the soldiers went to support, but in the wake of the attack, 2 soldiers lost their lives, and the village head, the son of the village head, also lost his life. So it's really, really sad. Our heart goes out to those that are being attacked. And we pray that God will open the eyes of the Nigerian people that have found themselves in the in the mix of all of this, that they can step out, because the government has already offered amnesty, and that if you drop your arms, you can be welcomed back. And we're hoping they would get that information and contribute to the building of Nigeria as opposed to destroying it.
Okay, still talking about, you have a story? Okay, so still talking about refineries. Alhaji Dangote was speaking yesterday as a keynote address at a summit in Lagos, where he was speaking. He said that Nigeria must enhance its crude oil production capacity and effectively manage its crude supply to ensure adequate feedstock for domestic refineries in order to transit from a net importer to a net exporter of petroleum. He was saying that Nigeria has the capacity. We currently, in fact, in Africa as a whole, currently produces 3.4 million barrels of crude per day, but they import about 3 million barrels of petroleum. So that in itself, that has to be reversed.
The calculation is not
he said that Nigeria could capitalize on this situation to become a net exporter of refined petroleum products, as the marketers will be more competitive and they can keep the fuel within the shores of Africa. So we can actually trade. So he said that we have that opportunity and we need to capitalize on it. Our refined products have been exported to diverse markets, including Europe, Brazil, UK, USA, Singapore, and other South Korea. So I think the future is really bright, which is a rough patch we're in right now. I'm really optimistic, and I'm really hoping that things really pan out as expected.
Amen.
Any other story in Vanguard?
So I have the dredge, the flooding aspect of the dredge rivers. They say dredge rivers, Niger, Benue. Now, Senate tells Tinubu. Say the Senate has asked President Bola Tinubu to direct the immediate dredging of rivers Niger and Benue as part of preventive measures against flooding. You know, all this, the flooding that has been happening in the country. They said the plan was expected to help combat recurring flooding and debilitating effects around the country. This was raised by, there was a motion by Senator Yohana. He noted that there was massive flooding that caused catastrophic destruction in the 5 local governments of Adamawa North Senatorial District, including Madagali, Maiha, Michika, Mubi North, and Mubi South. So they are saying that once he's able to do that, at least it will reduce and, if possible, stop flooding in the country.
Okay, final story, this paper, the Nigerian Tribune. Umahi threatens to terminate RCC contract. And I think that's the only story. 15 states join Kogi to challenge EFCC Act.
Yeah, so I have the Minister of Works, David Umahi. He's threatening to terminate the contract of Reynolds Construction Company, that's RCC, on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway if the contractor fails to mobilize the site in the next 7 days. Anyway, long story short, it's about costing. They said he responded to journalists. He was explaining the reason why this was an issue with these particular contractors. He said that the way he explains is that they had given a particular cost, and the government is saying, I can't do it at that cost. This is what I can afford. But the contractor is insisting that this is the only, the amount that they have, put forward is what they can do it at. And he's saying, as a federal government, I have to also look at, is this something I can pay back if it's not working? And that they've taken so long in these negotiations, going back and forth, nearly a year, and it does not make sense. And that if they don't get to work in 7 days since this report, then he would have to terminate the contract, because it makes no, and that, terminating the contract, Nigerians will be wondering, what is happening. And the area he's talking about is the Lagos-Ibadan area. He said that that particular section, for people who are applying that road, you see that there's a particular section that has still not been worked on, and that is because of these negotiations back and forth.
That's all we can take on Front Page Review. We come back move on to our next segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Host, I can tell you that being a parent is one of the biggest reality shows you will ever produce. Hi. Oh, yeah. As cute as they can be, even you need to take a break to take care of some of the other realities of life. And that's why the TVC Staff Crash was put together to help parents just like me get those professional childcare services that we need. Come on, let's go, let's go. The TVC Staff Crash Baby Lounge team of professionals are here to help take a load off your mind. The TVC Staff Crash is a nursing mom support system, a toddler safe haven, and a young learners academy throughout the year. It's comfortable, convenient, and with competitive pricing for the modern parent. So, while they learn through play, you can go about getting your pay. The TVC Staff Crash, open to the public from 7 a.m. till 6 p.m.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's
I
all
live
we can
Nigeria,
take.
but I choose to
Ejeki,
stay.
close the show, you Fadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, #1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for #1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym, though. You're getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person you see us? What is his name?
That woman.
Damn! Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up now.
And so we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned to TVC Entertainment for Pure Entertainment.
Thanks for staying with us. So, on Wednesdays on the show, we try to bring in people from diverse walks of life so that we can learn and relearn on what is required out there for one to be gainfully employed, self-employed, and most importantly, break even. Join us on the show to speak amongst so many others, especially the prevalence of artificial intelligence in Nigeria's economy today, young people, how they can be empowered, and how they can expand their knowledge in this new economy. Is an economist himself, Mr. Musadik Taleh, the finance director of Golden Alchemy International, a leading player in the African logistics and commodities market. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, because you're a young, successful man, we always like to bring successful people on the show just to share with us some insights to encourage young people out there who are trying to own their own in this economy, especially in view of artificial intelligence, building a business, starting, how we can use those tools. So let me even start with you first. Okay. What are your own thoughts as the issues young people could be having in this new world of social media and artificial intelligence hampering their productivity, do you think?
Okay, good day, everyone. My name is Musadik Taleh, the finance director at Golden Alchemy International. Golden Alchemy International is a leading player in the logistics and the commodities market in Africa. I have a decade of experience in financial management, risk management, and strategy. So basically, the world has moved on from what we used to know to be the norm, the traditional means of doing trading. We've seen how COVID disrupted the consumer behaviors, the wars in Eastern Europe, and which is the Russia and Ukraine war. It has affected the consumer behavior and has put shocks across the globe. of recent, we've seen the wars in Iran and Israel as well. This wars bring about sanctions and shock prices across the globe. We've seen an increase in the oil prices as well, which is about $75 today. These things are threats to businesses, but there are also opportunities for young people to look at avenues to create solutions and bring about changes. So for young people, I would say they should think strategically, try to find solutions to problems that we are facing currently, and look at the commercial viability of these issues, try to solve them, and hopefully profit from it and bring about development of the country at large. And I would also like to add that we should be looking at possible solutions that has to do with technological solutions as well.
Can you highlight some problems? I mean,
So we have plenty of problems. Within specifically within your field, which is logistics, what are the challenges we've had? Because we talk about AI, talk about how AI can help to solve the problem and the youth, but we are not taking cognizance of the fact that the Nigerian factor can sometimes thwart AI. So in the tin can and that environment, they tried doing the call-up system because there was always this issue of the logistics vehicle clogging the road. So they said, okay, let's introduce technology, bring the call-up system. This is going to make life easy. We will not have to park on the road. Just go from your park to the place. Alas, we're back on the road. So how do we integrate the AI opportunity, engaging the youth to ensure that we the Nigerian factor to not just speak English? Yes.
Okay, so basically, we faced that challenge, I think, 3-4 years ago when this call-up system was introduced. But what I think personally is the issue is mostly data input. We have a problem of data in Nigeria. To gather information is a problem. And secondly, I would say we need more training on the part of government and individuals. We need the lawmakers to come up with policies that would help in training youth to understand the importance of using technology in each and every business. Because, I mean, years back, nobody thought that it was possible to even order a parcel in Nigeria and get your deliveries. But here we are. We faced a lot of challenges when the call-up system was introduced. But as time goes by, we had to adapt.
So it's working well now?
It is.
So, you know, today in the papers, a lot of conversation about Dangote refinery, Koreans building refineries. Oil is a major conversation in this country. And as we know, we'll say we're all dependent. You know, but I feel that, you know, and many people believe, as well as economists, that we need to evolve from that and diversify. How do you think we can evolve from this oil-dependent economy that we have right now?
So, this is quite complex, but what I would say is this. Prior to 1970s, before the oil discovery, the net earnings for agricultural produce was the highest in the country when you look at GDP contribution. But as it is today, oil represents 90% of our earnings, forex earnings. We have a lot of agricultural produce that we can export, and not just export the raw materials. I mean, we should look at value addition. How would the government come in to incentivize these exporters to be able to produce locally and add value to these commodities? I mean, look at the kind of produce that we export nowadays. We have sesame, which has our sesame has the highest oil nutrient. We have hibiscus, which is one of the best in the world. And I remember we used to be the highest exporter of palm oil.
Exactly.
Back during, was it Abacha's era? Nigeria gave Malaysia, the seedlings or the palm oil. Today, Malaysia is the highest exporter of palm oil. So, I mean, where did we get it wrong? I think individuals and companies and the government need to come and collaborate. We need to be deliberate about moving away from oil, because the rest of the world has moved on.
Yeah.
Look at Saudi. They are looking at tourism.
Yeah.
They've opened up their borders. Look at the UAE, Dubai in particular. They've opened up their borders to tourism and other sectors. I mean, Nigeria cannot afford to be left behind on this. We have what it takes. Our land is arable. We have about 232 million population, of which 60% are youth. I mean, if we harness these energies from the youth, and if we train and give them the necessary education, I believe we'll move away from this.
Okay, so on artificial intelligence, I am a manufacturer, right? So,
Okay.
So I want to ask, how do we now incorporate this artificial intelligence? In what areas of our business can we, use this artificial intelligence? Because I know that there are so many youths who want to go into manufacturing, and they are the ones that are very, very up to date on this AI thing.
Yeah.
So can you tell me the areas where?
So it's a mixed bag, I would say. There are a lot of challenges when it comes to AI. We have deficiency when it comes to internet availability. We have issues with lack of reliable power. We have issues with data that I mentioned earlier. And but on the other side, you look at it, we have a large pool of young, eager Nigerian, eager to learn about the new technologies. We've seen how AI has taken over the customer services, which is another threat to jobs. There will be a bit of displacement in jobs. But at the same time, this AI is there to complement. It is there to sense. It is there to learn and act. So if you can utilize the technology, if we can train and nurture our young ones to adapt to this new technology, because I mean, everyone has moved on to the world is moving on, so we have to adapt. I believe by training and policymakers bringing about the right I would say policies and implementing them and creating more awareness about these technologies would go a long way in helping us to adopt to AI.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, I think you're very right in a lot of ways. Let me go on a very short. We're going to come back. We'll wrap up with you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Host, I can tell you that being a parent is one of the biggest reality shows you will ever produce. Hi. Oh, yeah. As cute as they can be, even you need to take a break to take care of some of the other realities of life. And that's why the TVC Staff Crash was put together to help parents just like me get those professional childcare services that we need. Come on, let's go, let's go. The TVC Staff Crash Baby Lounge team of professionals are here to help take a load off your mind. The TVC Staff Crash is a nursing mom support system, a toddler's safe haven, and a young learner's academy throughout the year. It's comfortable, convenient, and with competitive pricing for the modern parent. So, while they learn through play, you can go about getting your pay. The TVC Staff Crash, open to the public from 7 a.m. till 6 p.m.
Welcome to PR.
Thanks for staying with us. All right, Tola had a question.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you about, we're talking about how to get the Nigerian youth involved in developing Nigeria better. So I'm thinking, based on your experience, what do you think are the skills that the Nigerian youth do not have, that if they have it, it will help them contribute better, maybe within the AI space or even just generally?
Okay. Thank you for that question. I think our Nigerian youth are quite equipped. I would say we need to look more at data analysis. We need to look more at startup management. And also, we need to network some more. And most importantly, critical thinking. We need problem solving. We need to be able to think about the problems that we are facing. We need to look at what we have, what we are facing now as a country. There is a lot of economic hardship in the country, but at the same time, you know what they say about hard times? It breeds strong men. It's about time that we start thinking strategically, try to solve 1 or 2 problems, and in the process, you end up profiting from it. So I would say critical thinking is the most important for me now.
Okay, so you're in the logistics and commodities market, and I was wondering about opportunities that young people should be paying attention to in our, given our issues in the economy right now.
Yeah. Okay, so I would say agriculture, definitely. Agriculture contributes about 20% to our GDP. But if you look at it, like I said, the forex earning is majorly oil, about 90%. So we should look at the agricultural value chains. There are a lot of opportunities in there. You look at it from the transport, you look at it from the aspect. Okay. We can look at the technological solutions to it. We can look at the precision farming. We can look at the drone-assisted monitoring in terms of farming. Okay. The youth need to pay more attention to how we can provide technological solutions in our agriculture. And the government as well needs to provide security. Now, one of the critical issues we are facing now is the insecurity in the north. Exactly. And apart from that, we need to look at the post-harvest losses that we face. About 40% of our harvest is gone due to insufficient storage, lack of road access, lack of rail networks and whatnot. So we need to look at agriculture in a wholesome. We need to look at how we can provide technological solutions to the value chain.
I like the way you say that, because when people say agriculture, everybody just thinks, let me go and get my hoe and dig.
No, it's
but
not.
there's just so many things.
We've moved way beyond that. I mean, the world has moved on, and it's by adapting to these changes that we get to grow. Although it's a painful growth as it is, the country is facing a lot of hardship, but I believe these are necessary reforms that we are facing. I mean, the subsidy removal, and we have the FX reforms trying to unify the markets to have a more reflective rate.
Okay. Thank you very much. I mean, we have to wrap up with you, but I think what's your final message to young people who are watching you right now? Let's just say you're that floor to.
I would say that we should all go back to our basics. We should go back to learning and try as much to educate ourselves on the opportunities that are just right before us, and look at how we can possibly provide solutions to these economic hardships.
Right.
And in the process, like I said, we might be fortunate enough to make some fortunes out of it.
All right. Thank you very much. That's all we can take on this segment. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Indomie Hero Awards is back again. Go.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, #1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for #1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym, though. You're getting fat.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No. Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You see some spoils.
That woman.
Damn! Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. TVC Entertainment for Pure Entertainment.
Raw ether material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty, erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Get ready to step into the heartbeat of your city like never before. Welcome to Events Diary, where every moment is a celebration. From the electric energy of Owambe extravaganza, to the richness of our culture, to the sophistication of corporate gatherings, Events Diary is your VIP pass to the hottest gatherings in Nigeria. And guess what? I'll be your guide, your style icon. Each week, join me as I transform from traditional chic to corporate sleek. Whether it's a birthday bash or a high-profile gala, you won't just see it. You'll feel like you're right there with me. Aww. From meetings to evening soirees, I'll be there. Or to the trendiest street festivals or to music concerts, Events Diary has something for everyone. So join me as we explore the vibrant tapestry of Nigerian scene, one event at a time.
As the morning light filters in, the Max Breakfast kickstarts your day from the bedside.
We'll bring you the morning vibe and plenty of ginger to start your day right.
Join us on the Max Breakfast as we help you through your day one step at a time. On Max Tips, we've got the ultimate playlist for you. We give you back to back.
And all the biggest news from the world of entertainment. Only on Max.
Area, waiting the apple, waiting the shop. You need to have what you need waiting the 102.3 Max FM.
Lagos, Nigeria, you're welcome to the Max Drive.
Whether you're there for inside motor, you're there for inside traffic, we're there for you with a Max.
Late nights on Max FM is where we help you connect the dots and put you in that place where you are ready to do it right.
We are dishing out the top hits of the week, counting down the biggest songs on your radio.
Let's go. Right now.
On Max Sports, we bring to you sporting events happening all around the world.
It's not just sports, it's entertainment.
You know what it is. It's the Max House Party. King Dion, DJ Charlie Sheen. Let's go!
We are your go-to for hit music, entertainment, and top-notch radio all day, every day. 102.3 Max FM. Hit music for Lagos.
Thanks for staying with us. So Wednesdays, we discuss family issues also and how to empower women. And one of the messages we got online was that of a mother who is distraught because her child got HIV. And the reason why her child got HIV was because he was obviously sexually active. And she did not know her child was sexually active. He's 16 years old. And she's having to deal with a child who's been infected. Now, this woman is blaming herself because how did she miss the signs? How did she not see that her 16-year-old was active to the point where he had several partners to the point where he got infected? Now, today he's 21 years old, and she's been able to manage this HIV situation for 5 years. He wants to find love. And he's faced with the conversation, do I tell or do I not tell? She's saying, she's advising him not to, because there are ways of working around. Eventually, when you meet this person, when you're in love, then she can know. But he is worried. And so the message I got was from this boy saying that his mother has cared for him. He's the only one that stayed because his father left. The whole family abandoned him. How can I be living with the child infected with HIV? So now the boy is saying, how do I move on with my life where I've been alienated by my family? I want to find love. There's a woman I want to be with, but unfortunately, I don't want to lose her. So in this situation, how do we help a young 21-year-old man in moving forward with his life?
All right, I love that we're talking about HIV because for many years, I mean, I think maybe the past 4 to 5 years, you know, there have been new statistics about new HIV infections. And I don't know if you remember when we were growing up, HIV awareness was top and foremost, you know, on TV. We were scared of it, we were afraid, we knew what to do to protect ourselves, but they said that awareness had sort of dwindled, and many young people were not even aware of some of the risk. And recently, they've been recording new infections, you know, so it's an important conversation to have, because for a lot of young people, especially in this age group that you have mentioned, it is scary for them. For us, I feel that we have gone through that scary part. We know the steps that you need to take to live a healthy life, and also what you need to do when it is time for you to be with a partner. So to talk about him specifically, which is I'm 21 and I want to start dating, and there are many questions here. Is first of all, in the time that he learned that he had HIV and his mother was caring for him, was there any work towards his sexual activity since then? Did he now become, celibate, you know, during that time? I hope he wasn't still engaging in sexual activities and not even doing it safely, you know. So I hope that there was a period between the 16 to 21 where he's saying that, so I kept myself and I focused on my therapy or the drugs that I'm meant to take, and I have, you know, and now I'm ready to start dating. And one thing with dating is that somebody may start asking about intimacy, although at 21, I still think you're too young. But, but you know, here we are. I feel that when you start having relationships with people, when you think that this may be, you know, beyond a friend, I may want to take this intimate, the person is leaning onto you to kiss you, you owe that person information.
You know,
I have a story actually. You owe that person, you know, that information at that time. Because I know of someone quite close, and I hope they're not watching, where it was at a few days to the wedding that they found out that the groom had HIV. Well, I'm not sure. So the story is the bride knew, but it was a few days to the wedding that she opened up to her family that he had HIV. And it happened that, you know, some churches will require that you bring those test results. And that was when so that marriage, as for the parents, as far as we're concerned, you stop it right now. We're not listening to anything, so you want to endanger our child. You know, so that conversation back and forth. The way, and I can't tell you, you know, how it ended, but there were two sides to the story. Some people said, well, these are two adults. She has always known, so she's made the decision to go ahead. And these parents are thinking, no, you've deceived our daughter, you've lied to her, and that's why you didn't want the family to know, so you can deceive her into getting married. So that's why I say he's too young, really, to even be talking about this dating, because when it comes to matters like this, you have parents involved, you know, that will determine where you should go. At the point where you're a full-grown adult and you're dealing with another adult, actually there's a point where, you know, the adults in your life will say, okay, this is the decision you've taken, and then you're willing to bear the consequences of this decision that you have taken.
I would like to link this story, because I know there was a video that I also saw of a man who said that his wife chased him out of the house. He had kids, right? Because he stepped out of his marriage. He cheated on his wife. He had HIV. And then when she found out, she left the house, right? And now, because she thought that he was going to die, so she left with his children. Fast forward, he's still alive. And he's like, if she hadn't left, we'll still be together. So he also has his own regrets, and he's only wishing that she didn't stay, and she should have stayed. But I would like to get callers who have HIV or who have lived with HIV. I would love to hear from you to see partners, how you've lived, how you survived, because the conversation is there, but we don't really have it often. So if you're living with HIV, I would really like you to call the numbers on your screen. 081, let me see if I can get the numbers on the screen. I'm not sure. I'm sure you can have it scrolled on the screen right now. So that's 081 7641 679 090 241 6440. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. We'd like to hear from Nigerians who are living with HIV and how they are living successful lives, and see how people who are faced with partners or situations can know how to work with these people, because sometimes we forget that there are ways of managing these conditions or this disease, and people fail to realize that. Let me come to you, talk about Maramati.
So there was a time, a few years ago, that once you hear HIV, once the word HIV comes together, it's a death sentence. It's like this person is going to die a very gruesome death. It's going to be AIDS. They will now fall so sick. They'll be so skinny. That's the picture that we were sold about HIV growing into what we saw. But it's different now, and we must put it out there. The virus is still real. The harmful effect on the lives of people is still there. The extra protection we must have is still there, but it's no longer a death sentence, and we still have that misconception out there. So that's why if somebody will hear that the husband has HIV, if it is something that just happened, the person will just might be running away with family because they don't understand that they can live effectively with the person that has HIV virus, and you won't get infected as long as the person's viral load is very small, which is based on using retroviral drugs, which they're meant to use on a consistent basis. There are people that they've used the drugs so well and kept their lifestyle that when they test them, it's negative, but they still carriers if they do not maintain themselves. So the misconception needs to be addressed with public information, because when you have misinformation, people will react to what they know, and the reaction will be gruesome. We're now victimizing, and some people get HIV without even being promiscuous. People have HIV from going to barbing salons or being or unfortunate to live with someone who didn't protect themselves, and you now have to live with that reality. So the assumption of, oh, for you to have HIV, you must have slept around with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Not necessarily.
Let me take this call. Lizzie, good morning. Thanks for calling.
Hello.
Good morning, Lizzie.
Yeah. How are you?
Very well. Good morning.
Okay, so it's a fantastic question. It touches me personally from experience. So just side to yesterday, here.
It was very hard to hear you, but go ahead.
Is it clearer now?
Yes, it is.
So please, there are two sides to this. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, there are two sides. There's the side of disease where everybody wants to come.
I really want to talk to Lizzie. I really want to.
I was just going to add one more thing to what I was saying about the fact that it's not all. I ended up saying that it's not every HIV case that is about promiscuity, but in advice to someone going forward, the truth is very heavy when it comes to these kind of things, especially if the person you're talking to does not have an idea of how to manage it. For the boy who wants to date and is wondering, should I tell the person I want to date that I have HIV, or should I not say? Because if you say it, it's like you telling somebody I'm an SS. Sometimes immediately you say it, that's the end of the relationship. So you need, like Mara mentioned something about maturity, you need a level of maturity that even if you now make your decision, relatives will not be able to pressure you into changing your mind. Because sometimes you might meet someone that loves you and the person is willing to take you with the HIV and say, I can live with this person, I love him enough, or I love her enough. And the family members say, we love you much more than you love this person. You cannot do it. But depending on the maturity or the age of both parties involved, so 21 might be totally young to be thinking of making a show like this. The focus should be on maintaining a low viral level, maintaining the person's health, growing to be a person of such huge value that your HIV is no longer because if you are Dangote with HIV, they will marry you. If you are Bill Gates with HIV, let's just call it. It's because but if you have, I'm not saying just cash alone, no, not just cash value, but just be a valuable person that we will be willing to manage the risk that comes with being.
All right, let me come to Ramatu as also. Let me Ramatu jump in.
I know what I said, but you.
Yes, go ahead, jump in here.
Okay, so when you hear something like this, most times, I always like to put myself, like for that man, I'll put myself in the wife's shoes. I think the first thing I'm going to do is to move out of the house, just like what the wife did. The reason is because the circumstance on how he got the HIV, now she has to deal with the fact that he cheated. And again, he didn't only cheat, he also brought a deadly disease into the family. So first of all, he was not supposed to break it out to her. I think he needed a professional to come and help him talk to the wife, because he can't just tell her yes, to talk to her and tell her and maybe, disclose the whole thing to her. He can't just be the one to do it, first of all. Then number two, I think I've seen people who have, who died from HIV. I saw the way they...
AIDS?
Yes, from AIDS. When it had turned to full-blown AIDS. I saw the way they became emaciated, and then later on they died and left children. So for the wife leaving the house, she will definitely, I think she needs therapy. She needs to be talked to on how she can manage, instead of just leaving the house. I would just say she would have just taken a break instead of leaving him totally.
But I really want to also, because I understand the issue of it, I want to also see today how we are managing, because there are people living successful lives with this. Let me take this call from Melvin. I'll come to you, Mariam. Melvin from Surulere, thanks for calling. You're live. Good morning, Melvin.
Thank you. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, very clearly.
Okay, so this is a very, very good topic. I'm actually living with this virus, and apparently I was in a relationship with somebody, and I actually told her about it. And of course, the news came to her as a shocker. But you see, I think she was able to accept the news, and we actually dated for a while, for a long time. And although we're not together, but it wasn't because of the situation or something unrelated, you know. So I think that a lot of people need to be educated about this, because this, you know, thank God she had prior knowledge about this disease. You know, she even went for counseling, and she was well educated, you know, because people have this misconception that when you have this virus, you know, you can't get married, you can't, the other party that is negative cannot get involved with somebody that has the virus. So I think a lot needs to be done to sensitize people, the public, on what the whole thing about the whole myth.
Melvin?
Was really,
Melvin,
yes,
are you currently in another relationship?
No, not at the moment. Not at the moment.
But it's what you disclose.
I'm just taking my time.
I don't know, Melvin, I don't know if it's not too personal. Do you know how you contracted the virus? Can you share that with us?
Oh, yeah, sure. It was through sexual transmission. I had the sexual intercourse with somebody. Unfortunately, that person did not even tell me that she had the virus. Do you understand? You know, so it was after like some days, and she called me and she was like, I need to go check myself. So I was like, what are you talking about? You know, and everything. So it was much later when the symptoms came up, and I went to the hospital. So I was told. So I tried to call the person that, hey, you didn't tell me that, you know, you have this thing, you know, of course, you know, so that's actually what happened. Right. It actually put me to a very dark place, because you know, I became very depressed. But thank God I have family. I have a very strong net siblings that, you know, they stood behind me. Yeah. You know, and you know.
Thank you very much, Melvin, for sharing your story.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. I mean, you know that he called. Thank you for sharing. Go ahead. I wanted to say earlier, right, especially with talking about the advancement in medicine that has happened, and how people are able to live like a full life, a wholesome life, even with HIV. I feel that is important to know. But sometimes we say it so much that we don't prepare for those who are not infected yet. You know, make it seem like, you know, it's something, it's fine, it's okay. And then people are getting infected, you know, in recent times. And that is what the body, you know, has been talking about, that there are new infections. There are new infections. So we don't want the messaging should be, yes, about the awareness and be educated on how to, but also for people who don't even have it, to understand that you still need to have safe sex. It does have an impact on your life, physically as well as mentally. You know, for some people, they're able to get the support that they need and continue to live well. But there are some people that this will take them, as he said in his own case, took him to a dark place. So I want us that when we talk about this, we also make sure that young people are aware. You're 16, you're 17. To be honest, a lot of young people are already having sex one way or the other. And because of the medical advancement in treating HIV, they don't think about safe sex. They don't think, a lot of people just think pregnancies. So these are some of the things that you need to put into consideration. You're a young man about to go in, and I know that there's the way our world talks about a young man and sowing his wild oats. You know, you just feel, I'm out on the streets. You can't afford to be that because there are many things out there that you can contract. And for those who have contracted it, I hope that, you know, you get the support and the education that you need to be able to live a full life, and then understand that you have a responsibility to be open to those and honest with those that you find yourself in a relationship with.
You know, I mean, I didn't want to go too personal with Melvin. There's a lot of people who don't have these virus. They always try to imagine what it is like being in a relationship with somebody who has it. So it's been nice for that kind of conversation to be had. Tell us, okay, do you have unprotected? Do you protect yourself? What do you do? How is it done? How do you
ensure the person doesn't get infected?
Yeah, so those are the things that we need to make it public so that people know and they're comfortable having a relationship with.
So another thing, while I'm going to be saying something that will seem like, oh, this is good news for people that are living with HIV, but because we need to balance it, Magic Johnson had HIV 30 years ago. 30 years ago. Still alive, still doing well, till today, 30 years after. And when he was tested before a show last year, it wasn't detectable. The level of the viral load, it wasn't detectable. So you can actually have a full life with HIV. This is for those that already have it. But it doesn't mean that you should now go and have fun and then have it. Because in Nigeria, it is expensive to maintain it. Yes. The drugs are expensive, they are not available, and as dollar goes up, the cost of maintaining your lifestyle with HIV goes higher. And even while you might be able to say, I'm okay, I'm all of that, in the spirit of honesty, you disclose it, you cannot tell whether the love of your life would walk away from you because they cannot deal with the reality of your, what life has happened to you. So yes, Magic Johnson is a testimony to the fact that you can live, and there are many other people that are living well with it.
There was a lady of your view, remember? There was a lady that was supposed to join Ladies of Your View. Remember when part of the auditions? Okay. And so while she was auditioning, she told me that, Maria, this is the situation. And I'm like, oh, sure, would love to have, in fact, it would be great to have you amongst ladies, because it would have been an opportunity for us to sensitize people about how you can live with the virus and still have a successful life. Let me take Ayomide from Mali Motion, and I'll come to you, Roberto. Ayomide, you're live. Thanks for calling. Good morning, Ayomide. You're live.
Hello.
Yes, you're live.
Hello.
Hello.
I don't know if you can hear me.
Very clearly. We've been hearing you.
I just nod your head because I'm watching and muted. Okay, I am living with the virus. I don't know if you can. Okay, I am living with the virus. Okay. I remember when I told my husband now, years ago, that, oh, I have this, and all. He went all out and was really angry, so I thought I was losing. And then I came up with a lie and said, oh, I was actually lying. I was trying to test you to see how much love you have for me and all. So he said, I don't know, probably because of the love, they believed it was all a lie, because of course, I've probably used one. I told him I had a child before just to test him. So he felt, okay, that was part of me testing him. Anyway, long story short, I have a child now, a year and 6 months. I was worried at first, like, I don't want to give birth now. I wouldn't want my child to have HIV now. And I just went to do the test last 2 weeks, which is the final day, and she is negative. I make sure my husband tests himself every now and then, like, oh, I just like, have you done your HIV test? And he was like, why are you on and on about HIV test? So I didn't come out with anymore. It's because of this, it's because of that. So I make sure he checks. In fact, we had a discussion a few days ago. He said, no, he checked last month and he's negative. I was married for like 4 years now. And how I contacted it was, I went to say my dad died, my mom, I persuaded her after about some years, 10 years to be married. Unfortunately, the person was not being her on and off, was promiscuous. So she got it from the man, and of course, we share blades at home in the house. I guess that's how I got it. So he's living healthy. I'm leaving her this. I can say, okay, yeah, I got it from her. But I didn't get it through section. She got it through section. And it was just
Oh, I mean,
didn't get
hear you well.
Could you take your
the line is clear.
I am
Could she help
We
us?
couldn't hear her very well in the studio, but I'm hoping our viewers heard her at home. It's possible they heard her at home very well. It was difficult for us.
Yeah.
She got it from somebody.
Yeah, it said like
And
a mom. I think
her mom, somebody.
But it's not. No. You don't get it through breastfeeding. I don't think.
You don't get
No,
it from
if you take the drugs and you
But she's
can
saying it
get
was a blade or something, and they shared utensils or something like that. But
Of
I didn't
course
really
you
get
can.
it.
So that
I
we
get
don't
it through
misinform.
breastfeeding.
So we don't misinform people. You can if you're not taking your medications and you're not. The medication helps to keep your viral load low enough, you know. So because I know that at the time when we started hearing it, they were one of the ways to stop transmitting from mother to child was to ask them not to breastfeed.
Yeah.
But for now, maybe with new medication, there's a way that you can. But you have to be on your medication.
Let me go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll take more calls and more messages. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
The time has come to experience the power.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
And join the fun.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
As the morning light filters in, the Max Breakfast kickstarts your day from the bedside.
We bring you the morning vibe and plenty of ginger to start your day right.
Join us on the Max Breakfast as we help you sing your day one step at a time.
On Max Hits, we've got the ultimate playlist for you. We give you back to back.
And all the biggest news from the world of entertainment, only on Max Hits.
Area, waiting the apple, waiting the shop. You need to award-winning waiting the 102.3 Master.
Nipost, Nigeria, you're welcome to the Max Drive.
Whether you're there for inside motor, you're there for inside traffic, we're there for you with a massive.
Late nights on Max FM is where we help you connect the dots and put you in that place where you are ready to do it right.
We are dishing out the top hits of the week, counting down the biggest songs on your radio.
Let's go. Right now.
On Max Sports, we bring to you sporting events happening all around the world.
It's not just sports, it's entertainment.
You know what it is. It's the Max House Party. King Dion, DJ Charlie Sheen. Let's go!
We are your go-to for hit music, entertainment, and top-notch radio all day, every day. 102.3 Max FM. Hit music for Lagos.
Yashantawa was born on 17th October 1814 Bisiase, present-day Ghana.
the daughter of Kwaku Ampoma and Atapo. Her brother Afran Epanin became the chief of Edweso, a nearby community. After a childhood without incident, she cultivated crops on the land around Boankra. She entered a polygamous marriage with a man from Kumasi, with whom she had a daughter. She was appointed by her brother, Nana Akwasi Afrane Opese, ruler of Edweso. When her brother died in 1894, Yashantiwa used her right as Queen Mother to nominate her own grandson as Ejisuhene, when the British exiled her grandson to the Seychelles in 1896. Along with the King of Ashanti Prempeh I and other members of the Ashanti government, Yashantiwa became the regent of the Jisu Juaben district in the Ashanti Empire, now part of modern-day Ghana. After the exile of Prempeh I, the British Governor-General of the Gold Coast, Frederick Hodgson, demanded the Golden Stool, the symbol of the Ashanti nation. There was a disagreement among the members of the Ashanti government at Kumasi on how to go about this. In 1900, she led the Ashanti War, also known as the War of the Golden Stool, against the British Empire. The Ashanti-British War of the Golden Stool, also known as the Ya-Ashantiwa War, was led by Queen Mother Nana Ya-Ashantiwa with an army of about 5,000. During the fighting, Queen Ya-Ashantiwa and 15 other closest advisors were captured, and they too were sent into exile to the Seychelles. A dream for an Ashanti independent from colonial rule was realized on 6 March 1957, when the Ashanti Protectorate gained independence.
Thanks for staying with us. I know we've been talking about HIV, and it's a conversation we need to continue to have. Unfortunately, we have to wrap up on this because our guest is here. But I know a few comments on social media came up. Robert, you want to start with yours?
Okay, yes. So Gania said that some of the drugs, that it's free in government hospitals. You can buy from pharmacies at your wish, but they are very expensive. Not all of them are even available in pharmacies because the supply chain is mostly to government hospitals.
Yeah, Fiona says the depression that comes with having HIV at a young age.
Thank you,
Fiona.
Fiona.
Young people, protect yourself. My friend almost committed suicide then. Now me turned counselor because she couldn't tell her parents. So this is, I think that's a good way to.
So join us now on the show. I mean, we have to just wrap up on this, but definitely we'll bring back the topic. It's a topic worth talking about because there are lots of people living with HIV, and they need to let the world know that you can live and marry us. And there'll be no issue of spread in these unions. Okay, now, so joining us on the show is the Postmaster General and Chief Executive of Nipost. Her name is Tola Odeyemi. She will be talking about Nipost's evolution, their milestones, and the future of communication in Nigeria. First of all, I was like, Nipost, do they still exist? It's like Nitel. It's like I'm saying, like, I'm like Nipost, but I'm really excited to hear that Nipost still functions. Welcome to the show. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me this morning.
Okay, so let us see the video very quickly, then we'll come to you.
Okay.
For decades, the Nigerian Postal Service Nipost has been a cornerstone of communication in Nigeria. Starting as a simple mail carrier, Nipost made history in 1925 with Nigeria's first air mail service and played a pivotal role during the nation's independence in 1960, connecting people through letters and hope. Today, Nipost is led by its first female Postmaster General, Tola Odeyemi, whose vision is to connect Nigeria, improve lives, and embrace digital transformation while upholding its legacy of trust and service. For 150 years, Universal Postal Union has been a symbol of hope, and Nipost has played a crucial role connecting families and businesses across Nigeria. Sending or tracking a package is now just a click away. As Nipost celebrates World Post Day and the Universal Postal Union's 150th anniversary, it looks forward to continuing its service to Nigeria and the world for many years to come.
Nice. Congratulations. So your vision is connecting Nigeria, delivering solutions. How does this align with this year's theme?
So I think this year's theme is connection and development, right? And I think it aligns perfectly because The vision, or my vision for Nipost, is connecting Nigerians, delivering solutions and impact. And basically, it's showing the evolving role of postal services, not just the Nigerian Postal Service, but globally, under which the all postal operators are under the Universal Postal Union. It shows our evolving nature and our evolving impact on the economy. So it's no longer just regular posts, but who we are, connecting people and delivering development in all parts of the globe.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, people like when we first said Nipost, the thought is that what's going on here. So, and I know that there is a plan to re-engage and get people more involved with Nipost. I want you to tell us about the next 10 years. What do we expect to see from Nipost?
So the next 10 years, wow, so that will be what will Nipost look like in 2034.
Okay.
So Nipost will be at the forefront once again of the daily lives of Nigerians. So you think about the past, I'm sure you heard your parents or your grandparents speaking, they had to go to the post for this, they had to go to the post for that. Technology has come and sort of initially diminished it, right? That sort of on the post. So what we want to do, we'll be at the center of Nigerians, delivering inclusion and services to Nigeria. So your post office, the Nigerian Postal Office, becomes where you'd rely on for inclusion. So it becomes a platform for inclusion, social inclusion, digital inclusion, using some of our locations for innovation hubs. Social inclusion, we hope, and I know that I will be able to achieve it, getting people to be able to apply for social intervention programs through their post office, because we are the last mile service delivery option for Nigeria. We're in 1,500 locations in every single local government. So if you think about 1,500, that's technically 2 in every local government, right? Right? Obviously, it's not spread evenly, but we are everywhere. So when it comes to the last mile delivery of social interventions, financial services, Nipost used to be at the heart of the financial inclusion strategy in Nigeria.
Used to be the
Sorry,
operative word.
let me pull you back a bit. I know Mariam wants, because even me, I can't even think, what is postal service? I don't even know what a postal service is. I can't remember
what's your postal code.
I don't even know what you do.
So
maybe let's not even rewind, because first I telling us the vision, 10 years, the plan. Let's even rewind. What is postal service? Which work do you do exactly?
So the postal network, it's postal service that is done through the postal network. It's basically connecting people. So you think about it, it's not abstract. You need to move something from point A to point B, which is the underlying thing that needs to be done in any sort of transaction. So whether it's e-commerce or it's even something that could be done at the market. Right. So the postal services through a postal network is connecting people, connecting businesses, connecting community.
Okay.
I don't know how else to put it. It's connecting, right? And
I know, I was just trying to be sure.
No, it's good that you asked that question, because most of us don't know anymore.
I like the fact that you are innovative, and I can see that the industry is really going to grow and all. So I want to ask, how does it feel to be the first female Postmaster General of Nipost?
I mean, I think first thing first, I would have to, thank Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for breaking ceilings for women, both for female inclusion and youth inclusion.
Exactly.
How does it feel? Sometimes it can be daunting, taking up such a huge, surmountable task, but the good thing is that with the leadership of my Honorable Minister, Dr. Olatubosun Tijani, we're weathering every day. But it's how do I put it? It's a great feeling. Having to solve this issue, take this institution that is such a bedrock of Nigeria to the next level, I feel what's the word? I'm privileged, actually. Privilege is the word that I feel.
Okay, so for me, I was aware when you were made the Postmaster General. I tend to use the Postal Service, and to be honest, I don't have a lot of positive feedback to give you, but I was quite interested in who you are and your personality, and from what I've heard, and what I'm hearing today, it seems that you have a vision. When you got on board, what were the challenges that you thought this needs to be sorted and needs to be sorted out now? And what are the strategies that you have put in place to achieve that?
Okay, so thank you very much. So first of all, obviously, the first thing is, I came on board, and obviously there was a lot of comments and things like that. The first thing was operational, stabilizing our operations, right? Customer centricity, right? So even looking at what was our primary role, customers, right? Secondly, financial sustainability, right? The Post has not been making as much money as it should based on the assets that we have. Third, obviously, decaying infrastructure, right? Massive infrastructure that's going to take years, right, to bring up. But it's doable, right? With a vision and a plan and a strategy, you know, and the support of the Honorable Minister and Mr. President, it's something that we already have in the pipeline, right? So I think those are the three key things: customer centricity, financial sustainability, and aging infrastructure.
Okay, let me, sorry, I need to be sure, because I'm seeing the logo on screen. I'm thinking, is that the new logo, the yellow, the yellow buses?
It's always been like that.
Sorry, you know, I'm talking as a novice. I have no clue, right?
No.
So, this is your logo, the yellow thingy, right?
Yes.
That's it? Okay, now. So your work, connecting people. Let me, Nigerians need to understand it. One of the things that Nigerians who are watching understand. I want to send this thing to Mariam. I should come to Nipost to mail it to Mariam.
Yes. And she will get it.
And she will get it.
Yes.
In good condition.
In good condition. Because what we used to find, Madam PMG, is that when we go there, people tell us to pay directly to personal accounts. I'm saying it because I have somebody who told me, Mariah, I paid to somebody's personal account to get my items delivered. Unfortunately, the items were still not delivered.
When was this?
This was about 3 years before you came. Definitely before you came. Yeah.
Okay.
So we want to be sure that.
There are sort of, you know, you brought up a lot of issues. One, the financial thing. We have just rolled out the new POS terminals.
Okay.
Because it was a recurring issue. So, you know, even if that money is paid, so the issue was always what bank account. We're not, you know, we don't have a bank account. It has to be into remitter. And just the steps and the hoops to get people paid. There was it's complicated. But we've made it easier. There are now POS terminals in my post offices. Secondly, would it be delivered? Obviously, one of the things we've also done is trying to bolster our logistics network, right? What are last mile delivery, first mile delivery. Thirdly, the technology in between, your ability to be able to track. So you've given it to somebody in Ikoyi and you want it delivered to somebody, even abroad, in America, right? So we're building a postal information system, upgrading what we already have, which already works, but want to build from the ground up something that is sort of scalable to whatever business we want to do. And then rebuilding trust is the biggest thing.
Yes.
My job. So my job, and I know it's something that's in the system, right? It's a human system, so any system that has human beings in it. Yeah. And then multiple ways. One, the technology. Two, using the carrot and stick, right? Okay. So is it more profitable for somebody to pilfer or to do their job? Good. Which is it? And then is it worth my job stealing something that cannot sustain me for the rest of the life? So the carrot and stick. So staff welfare, but also ensuring that we're applying the rules and regulations as regards to pilfering and things as at when due, so that we're sure that this is not happening, but also ensuring that people want to do their jobs and people also don't want to be seen not doing their jobs, right? So those two levers at the same time.
Yeah. So I know that for global transactions, if you, like a friend of mine has a YouTube channel, wanted to collect her money or something, and they had to post to verify. So they had to send, and you have to send it to a PO box or something, and it was a struggle to get
postal code,
the details, so that you can have it, the mail, and then you receive it and confirm that, okay, I live in this place. And many people are watching right now, they are used to, if I want to do any delivery, there's one or the other app. How is Nipost going to deal with the competition, being that you are backed by government, not kill the competition, but collaborate with competition? That was the plan to integrate.
So you've actually taken it out of my hand. So again, there's something I always say, Nipost is not in competition with private sector, right? And because we have an advantage that nobody else has, and is our spread. Yeah. So it would interest you that we do last mile delivery for some private people that you call competitors. Because the reach Nipost has, a lot of people can't afford to have it, right? Yeah. So we do last mile delivery. So for example, in my state, there's the main courier companies stop in state capital. Anything outside that.
Okay,
Nipost
that
does
can do that.
That can do that because it's not worth it for them to do it. But because again we are backed by government,
collaborate.
So there's a collaboration.
Would I be seeing these beautiful trucks on the roads?
You'll even be seeing more.
Okay.
You start seeing more. So yes, you start seeing more.
Now, if I will have a package and I want to send a package, will you come to me to pick up my package if I cannot come to the office to send it?
So we're building that out, our e-commerce platform that allows for first mile pickup and then last mile. So then, because for e-commerce, we do realize that there's a huge market for that first mile pickup and then as well as last mile delivery. So last mile delivery is what we do for other people, other courier companies, and first mile is what we do for people in commerce.
How much jobs do you hope to create with this? Because it seems like Nipost is rebranding and remodeling and putting operational tools in place. Do you expect to hire more people, or you have enough staff to work with right now?
No, so Nipost is 10,000 strong.
That's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people, but if you look at it, across the country, 1,500 locations, if you divide it, that's less than 5 people per location, about 5 people per location. No, but in terms of job creation, it doesn't have to be internal. No one wants to create jobs in the economy, right? And we're doing it in many ways. So if you look at it just as delivery, right? So our last mile delivery solutions have to be sort of decentralized, right? So you have to get more people involved in those last mile delivery because Nigeria is a very big country. Now the run up to that is as we become more efficient, there's a project that we're doing called Trade at Post, which the Honorable Minister was very good, he approved that for me, which is using the long-term, the short-term impact of that is using the post offices as points for trade exports, right?
Oh, okay.
So being sort of interconnected with single window and all those things where you can drop off things at your post office, it doesn't have to be Lagos, it doesn't have to be anywhere, and it gets to your customers anywhere across the country. I mean, around the world. Around the world, because we do outbound as well. We know we export as well to all countries, right? So that way, what we're doing in those communities is that people, as those communities come up with work like that we're doing with people like Sweden, right? We're doing some work with Sweden. We're able to get those communities to be more productive, right? And we'll help them move.
They don't have to worry about logistics.
They don't have to worry about logistics. They don't have to worry about the cost of logistics. So they give a concession to Sweden as well. So if you're on the Sweden platform, you get a concessionary price.
Wow. Interesting.
Wow. Okay. I know you're celebrating the 150th anniversary of the UPU. So of what significance is this to Nipost and how are you celebrating?
So how are we celebrating? So yes, I'm here with you ladies this morning. Secondly, we have 2 walks going on. Again, to raise awareness. Look, Nipost is still around, both in Lagos and Abuja. Secondly, thirdly, we also have 2 competitions that we're announcing. 2 competitions, a letter writing competition for junior secondary students.
Nice.
Where they would write, and I think if you go to, so it's up there and it'll be on our social media platforms, writing on your dream from Nigeria to the presidency, and we'll make sure we deliver those to the president.
Wow.
Yes.
Junior secondary?
Junior secondary. Okay. And for senior secondary, it is a stamp design. Right.
Oh, I like. And are you going to use the best as a design?
Yeah. So we'll use it for many different.
Sorry. Let me rewind again.
Yes.
Some of us can't remember what stamp means.
Oh,
listen, I don't remember the last time I used a stamp. When I was a child, you used to stick it on letters. That doesn't happen anymore.
It does.
So it does. How do you understand that it happens?
So the stamp is an adhesive. So stamp comes in now, adhesive, stamped, and then electronic stamp. So it's basically a value, a store of value, right? And depending on what Nipost use it for, anybody else use it for, it is a store of value that for movement and for enabling transactions and commerce.
That's nice. So it doesn't matter the design.
Oh no, the design is about Nigeria.
Okay.
So the design for the stamp is Nigeria, and the theme for the letter writing competition is your dream for Nigeria.
I know some primary school students that want to be doing.
So their prize money is, because I'm seeing the flyer.
Yes, the prize money, 250,000 each for the winner, right?
Wow.
And I think even for the letter writing one, so in addition to that, we'll put it on our social media for the stamp. We'll use it for as many things that we can use it for. Yes,
Nipost has social media.
Thank you. I was going to say social media. We need to see you more, please.
No, we have Nipost NGN on all platforms.
Okay.
So Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or X.
Correct.
Okay, you know how you travel to different countries? Some people say, what's your postal code? If you go to US, they say, what's your zip code?
Yeah.
You're like, do we have that or do we plan to have that?
So we actually have one right now. Okay. But it is based, the one we have right now is based on administrative lines. So Etiosa has one, you know, and everything. So there is, if you go to the Nipost website, it will actually show you, based on where you live, your postcode. Now we are moving to a more interesting one, which is digital postcode, which is the one that you see in like UK or the US, the zip code, which is now like, it's, you know, it's basically predictive. So you know that says the predictive one based on geolocation and things like that. We're working on that. Quickly, we want to get it out as soon as possible, hopefully Q1 next year to get it out. So you'll be able to, once you put in your zip code, postcode, zip code for Americans. Once you put in your postcode, it shows you all the addresses under your postcode.
Wow. So like I'm filling it in on my computer.
So it's predictive and it's intelligent.
Okay.
Yes.
See when a woman leads something.
Yes.
We love it. We love it.
You're the youngest, because when they show the pictures of all other Postmaster General, they're much older.
Look at your daddies.
Man, like, yeah, exactly.
I did not put her daughter somewhere.
I mean, to be fair, running a post it's a lot of work. So I understand the reason why in the past it was people that had a breadth of experience. But the good thing with technology is that you get that experience. Yeah, it's, you know, our generation.
I have to ask you, maybe, hopefully nobody's watching. The civil service, how are they working?
How is it working with civil service?
How is it working?
That I've been there for 30 years and 20 years.
So you know that this is not my first foray in public sector.
I know, we always think it's the first time.
No, it's not my first foray. And I think that, to be honest, and I think that a lot of people in public sector actually get a bad rep based on the actions of a few. You know, you talk about Nipost, it doesn't exist. There are people, 10,000 people strong, that have been keeping this institution alive.
Yeah.
Postmasters go and come.
We should. They deserve a round of applause.
You know, my management team, I think between them is over 200 years of experience in postal service, that people have dedicated their lives. And they joke that when they entered, they came straight from university and they're like, I'll just be in the post for 5 years and I'll move on to something else. And they found themselves then drawn by the need, because once you enter Nipost, right, you look at what is possible. There's no way you cannot be inspired. And they inspire them to stay and keep that institution running. And I always say to them, Postmasters go, Postmasters come.
But
they are the ones who are keeping that institution running. So yes, kudos to my Nipost team.
I think we can wrap up on that. Well done. So anything else you want to tell? You have like 30 seconds left. Any other information that's important?
No, so I think that one, again, thanking the leadership the leadership that has brought me here. That's the Mr. President and the Honorable Minister, Dr. Paulson Tijani, and just really asking Nigerians, anybody watching, to give the Post a try. We are your platform for inclusive economic growth, right? We want Nigerians to grow, and, you know, not just in urban areas, but in underserved areas as well. We are there for Nigerians to be a partner, both in commerce, in logistics, in financial services, and any other value-added services. So please visit your post and ask, Postmaster, the person there, what can you do for me today?
That's all we can take from today's show. Hope you learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll